What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 171, Real Estate Podcast. I'm here with Griffin.
I'm here with Trav.
And I'm here with Adam.
This is our final double down of the month. Well,
The decade
it is.
of the year of the fucking century, man. This is the first and maybe only double down.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
we
sure
watched
there's more.
There's some doubles out there.
Yeah, I'm sure there's more, but we picked one new one, and then the rest of them we've seen.
There's
It's good
double
to
down
go.
throwbacks.
Yeah, it's good to go back and watch movies that you like from time to time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's been a good month.
It has. I mean, Enemy was kind of it was different,
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't bad though. But then, we came in strong with The Devil's Double, which was a fantastic. I think it's underrated because people never talk about that for some reason, And then we hit them hard with Moon. I mean, that's a classic. Certified classic. And now we're hitting them with the comedy version.
Y'all gonna be late for work.
Multiplicity, man. This is a movie that I didn't watch until Adam hooked me up with it.
What?
I always saw the box.
Yeah,
like the
because it's
VHS
him
box.
hugging the wife and
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Yeah. I figured
I've-
you had seen it when you was a kid, man.
No, this was something that I never saw, man. And I wish I would have watched it when I was a kid because it would have been right in there in my young brain's comedy level, you
Yeah.
know. But yeah. So I guess Adam hooked me up with it. What, 6 years ago?
Something like that. Maybe longer.
7. Yeah, several years ago. And that's the first time I'd ever seen it. And I was like, I'll give this a go. I remember one year we went on a cruise and I brought my tablet and I had this movie and a couple other movies on there. And I remember watching it on the way to because
Was that the first time you watched it?
No, I
Okay.
watched it at home. But I put it
But
on
you
there
brought
'cause
it
I'm
because it's like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was like, I never watched it, so my brothers never watched it. So
Mhm.
if we had an opportunity where they wanted to watch something on the tablet, because I had the splitter, I had the 18-person splitter, no big deal. You know
Did
what
you?
I'm saying? Yeah, dude. I had a big ass splitter in case anybody, because I had a bunch of movies on there.
Mm-hmm. And it's a
And,
long drive.
Yeah, it's a long drive to Miami, dude. Fuck that.
Did you watch it with any of them?
No, some of them were asleep, some of them were driving. I just kind of threw it on. My sister-in-law watched a little bit of it with me.
Yeah.
She got some chucks out of it, but
Mhm.
that was
It's a silly goose time.
it's a silly movie.
Yeah. When you first watched the movie, too, because I think it was one of those things where I was talking about it,
Yeah,
and you had to have been like, I've never seen that. That's like,
yeah.
It came out in 96, dude. Got Batman in it. And
No,
we've
I
already
would've-
talked about how much we like Michael Keaton, so.
Yeah,
The charm of this movie, I think, is that with its comedy, it addresses the problems that every man has in his life,
Enough
and it's that he
time.
doesn't have enough time.
Yeah.
And that makes this movie stand the test of time, dude.
Yeah. Because we still
Yeah.
have that problem today.
You can
Yeah.
still find relevance and meaning in it now, and
Well,
it's one of those.
go ahead, man.
I mean, it's got some absolutely hilarious moments in it,
Yes.
for sure. Doug, what a character!
Not so PC, if you're going by today's standards.
But I think I feel like if you're deep diving like that anyway, and you get to this movie, shit like that don't bother you.
Nah.
Yeah.
And it's Michael
Like
Keaton.
if you're at the point where you're seeing the Multiplicity logo and the box cover and everything, which I kind of share a similar thing with Griff. This was one of those movies that I was just always like, oh, this is one of those movies that line the wall of the movie place, and you're like, that's some rom-com.
Rom-com is what it screams.
But It's not really.
No.
I mean, it
No.
is. It's a romantic comedy. It's
moments.
it with it being Multiplicity, it allows itself to play out in several different types of comedy movies with each
Yeah.
different iteration of Michael Keaton, which was a badass idea.
Yeah.
It's like because you could see the film as it's the same movie, but when each person comes in, you're like, this is what it would be like with him if the movie was just straight about him,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I mean, I know that's, you know, some characters obviously couldn't carry a film that far, especially. Well, I mean, who knows? The special needs one could be number 4. Was that his name?
Number 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, number 4.
Hi,
He
Steve.
now that's a character that probably would get a workaround in a modern redo. But I mean, when you watch the innocence that's underlying in this whole film is what makes all these ridiculous versions of him not make you cringe. Like, because even by watching it by today's standards and how people, you know, hark at just about anything that's slightly risque anymore.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't feel any cringing moments as I was watching it where it was like, you know, because it's, I don't know. You got to look really hard to pick this movie apart to bitch about it for whatever stupid societal reasons that's going on now.
Yeah. Well, and I'm glad that you said that. It's so innocent. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's a man that works all the time that wants to spend more time with his family. And then he gets that by cloning himself. And then he realizes, like, oh, I'm like Mr. Mom. You know what I mean?
This ain't working out.
Yeah. And I want more time for myself now. So I'm going to get, you know, number 3, which is going to take care of all the chores and cleaning.
I got something to ask though. Like, do you wonder when he went to the guys, he was like, can you make him good at cleaning?
The clothes just came out, you know?
Yeah, like, because the first one clone, which was supposed to help him with work.
Yeah.
Macho dude. He's all about working. He's coming in, you know, at 6 a.m., getting shit done. And then here's one thing I thought while I was watching this movie, and I never thought about this when I was a kid. And they touch on it for a split second whenever he brings the clone home, and he's like, we'll clean it up here, number 2, and, you know, it'll be great. And he's like, we're going to get Ted. We will destroy Ted. You know, they do the whole, we're going to destroy Ted, and they do a chest bump. Laura pulls up, and they're both like, hey, honey, and he fucking tackles him, and then it shows number 2 standing there when he's going in the house with his family, and he just closes the blind, you know. And that's the only time they touched on that, but he cloned this dude. And when he comes out, he didn't even know he's the clone. They have that whole exchange. He's like, how'd it come out? Is it a Is it a boy?
Get that head, they get the head rush thing going out of the way. Like,
he said, is it a boy? And he's like, of course it's a boy. And he's like, well, you mean I'm the clone? You're the clone. He's like, no, you got the number 2 back here. So up until that point, Clone's got all the memories. Yeah. That's his family. That's his wife. Everything. Yeah.
The way those clones had to feel watching
watching the other one. Like, that's my family. And they touch on it that split second. And then later when he tells him the speech where he's like, well, that's all I've got is work. You got the family. I got work.
I got to thinking about this too, and it's not blatant because I feel like the inspiration was shown very subtly. But in a way, don't you feel like Multiplicity, the different versions of Doug, I feel like Rick and Morty had to have gotten their idea of Mr. Meeseeks from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
He got me into this. Well, he got me into this. Yeah. Well, he got me into this.
Movie was directed by Harold Ramis. Which brought us Ghostbusters, Groundhog Day, and it's right in there with them, man. Like, it's
and I mean, and that's the minute I saw that on the title credits, I was like, man, I can't complain about the movie because there's really nothing to complain about it. The only thing you could harp on this movie would be whatever societal shifts going on that most people like to do with shit nowadays. Only fucking thing they could do, and the only 2 things that I feel like they would harp at right out the gate would be the incorporation of a special needs version of him and the one that is extremely effeminate.
Yeah. Mr. Mom.
Yeah.
And even though both of those roles were played on a level that if you're offended by that, the problem's you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, how funny was it when she was gonna wrap the piece of meatloaf and he was like, it's air's gonna get it in. Air's the enemy. And he's like, we take it like this, like fold. He said, some people like to roll it down, but I like to roll it down because when you put it in the refrigerator, it fucking rolls around in there. And he's
you guys remember the scene when when the original's doing the Mr. Mom shit? That kitchen scene where he's
where the
running
kid's
around.
beating the. I gotta go. One of the kids swallowed the spoon. It's a little spoon. She'll be all right.
You guys ever notice all the different shit he was trying to do to those pieces of pizza?
Yeah, the saran wrap with the saw blade trying to cut it.
Fold it.
Yeah,
it was just.
He just throws it in there. Well, that's the scene where the little girl's listening to the radio and it's like bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. There's just songs just playing. It's like turn that shit down, and she's beating on the thing with spoons.
Anxiety.
And then the duty head scene where the kid's like, "You're a duty head," you know.
Yeah.
Can we have some ice cream? Get upstairs.
You haven't broken your parenting wings just yet until you had a moment where that's happened, because that's real. That's a real fucking moment there. Like, granted, it's exaggerated, but just the moment where you're trying to do this, juggle all this shit. The kids they're being people, like you just all together, and it is over fucking whelming, dude.
And that was like a few days in. The first day he got the clone goes to work, and she's like, has the meeting started yet? She's like, I thought you were in the meeting. But you could be, because that's a different shirt. He's like, it was. I spilled coffee on my shirt. I went down to get another shirt. And I should probably go back, because now the shirt's dry. Now the shirt's dry. And when you see me coming out of the meeting, I'll be wearing, you know. Yeah. So then he goes, and he's like, what am I going to do? And it's like, I don't know, buddy. Today's your day. So he's out, like, having a good time. I think he cut to him bungee jumping.
Yeah.
He's doing all kinds of shit. But then that night, when his wife comes home, he's like fixed spaghetti.
Yeah.
You know, tasting the sauce. He's like, you know what? Take the job. Everything's going to be cool. But then it starts to get too much for him.
Yeah.
But what else? There was something that happened there. I can't remember.
I mean, and what about his? I mean, like, and let's put Keaton under the microscope here for just a second, because theoretically, this dude pulled a McAvoy before McAvoy pulled a McAvoy.
Yeah, really.
He had every character down.
There were ranges that he hit in this movie that I don't think he has ever done again in any other kind of movie. Like, you've never seen him act like number 4 ever.
No.
So it's really off-putting when you see him and he's acting that way, because you're like, man, Keaton can pull it out of his ass if he needed to, you know?
Yeah.
When he was showing her how to wrap that meatloaf, and he said, let's save those French fries, because I think around Christmas time we string them up, paint them, put them around the tree, kids are going to love it. And she's like, you need to get out of the house more. Like, he's got glasses on the string.
Yeah,
and he's got a sweater tied around his neck. And hey, you remember the scene when number 2 was dancing with that chick, and she was pulling his shirt up, and he was sitting here like this, like biting his damn fist, looking at his abs. Like, you know what's up there. It's that's the same scene when he comes up. You guys are being too loud. If you don't mind, keep it down your way out. Good night, Lance. Good night, Rico. You know, he's like, let me guess, Rico. And he's like, guess again, buddy. Number 3 is Lance or Rico. But that's when he's like, all right, we got to have a new rule of walking around. He walks past one, and he's like, double take. We got a new one here. And this motherfucker's licking pizza and putting it in his wallet. Hi, Steve. And he's like, no more clones. He's like, we got a good deal on him. And he's like, and it was perfect what they said. You know how when you make a copy of a copy?
Yeah, it does turn out perfect.
It's a copy of a copy, so. But the range, man.
Yeah. Well, I want to say this. I think that if they made this today, right, and I'll get into that here in just a little bit, but if they made this today, I think that I think less people would have a problem with it, and the reason why is because each version of him is him.
Yeah.
So you have the gruff, every man working.
Yeah.
You've got the effeminate man around the house taking care of stuff, which is also in him. Then you have the goofy, It's like but it's personified, like it's amplified.
All the different, it's all the different avenues that he could have become.
Well, it's all the different personality traits that he has inside of him. It's just one specific trait is being amplified.
Yeah.
So and that's the thing. That's why I think it's not offensive, because of every man has the gruff, hardworking, like every man side, but they also have the effeminate, like
doing
can take
laundry.
care of doing stuff around the house side, but they also have the goofy, like, but it's just amplified to a point to where it's like almost unbelievable.
Well,
and that's
it takes over that character. It's like they took him and split him into pieces.
Yeah, split him into 3 different pieces, and it's like all the same pie. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why I think that it could still work today, because it's just the idea of, like, you take a specific part of a person and you run with it. Like, wow, you know what I mean? It's unbelievable, because I mean, we're all that same way. We all have different parts about us and different traits of,
He said, "What are you doing?" And he was smoking a cigarette. And he said, "What do you mean? What we're doing? Splitting atoms?" He said, "I spent $1,000 to stop smoking." He was like, "Don't blow smoke in my face, dude." Like him arguing with himself.
Yeah.
And then number 3, he's like, "All right, guys, we need to calm down." Just him arguing with himself and the back and forth. And dude, this is 1996. You can see the tracking shots where they had and what it is they put the camera on a track, and they did it in Back to the Future, and it moves every time they shoot it. It's timed out perfectly, to stay there. That way they can layer it on top of each other. And sometimes you can tell which one's the real one. You know what I mean? Like when they're sitting on the couch together, him in the middle, you can tell he's the real one. He's in that scene.
Yeah.
And the other ones, you can tell that they're layers because of the way they look. They almost look kind of flat, like but that's really cool that they were able to do that in like 96.
Well, it's cool that they were able to pull it off and it didn't look cheesy.
Yeah.
Because once you get into the movie, even though they look alike, you completely tune it out. Like in the rest of the movies that we've watched, same actor playing multiple parts, but you just completely tune it all out. You know what I'm saying? And you give in to the story, and it's them being able to successfully pull that off is what made the film work. Because if you watched it and you're like, I can tell, like this is completely noticeable, it'll pull you out of the story and it'll make you not even enjoy the film. You know what I mean? But
spend the whole time looking at that.
Yeah.
Instead of like getting sucked in to the story. Dude, when he's going down for the count to get the clone the first time, I already mentioned it to Griffin, but he was like, everything's going to be all right. You know what I mean? Like, you make sure, he's like, I don't want to have an uncle that went in to the dentist one time to have something done. He said, I don't know, it's like he swallowed that suck because he was never the same. Hey, Dad. He was like, and come out, he's like, I want to come out looking like Jeff Goldblum from The Fly with those little hands, like... And he pulled that. He hit his head on that. Dude, this dude's physical comedy.
Yeah.
And just it's great in this movie.
Dude,
really I've seen this movie so many times it never gets old.
Yeah.
Never.
I think personally, that they could make this a sitcom.
Could be a show, yeah.
I mean, think
about cast, man, nowadays.
I would cast Keaton again.
Keaton? Yeah. He could do it. I don't know if he would, but...
Well, here's what I would do. Do a 3-camera setup, right? Okay, at the end of the film, the clones, they move to Florida, or move off. They open a pizza place up.
You could go with them.
Well, not only that, but have them show back up. And they're there for some reason.
The family goes on a trip.
Yeah,
to Disney World. They were already going to Disney World.
Yeah, so it's like
they walk into this pizza store and there's three of him behind the counter. It's like, because he never told his wife.
Right. Oh, no,
how pissed would she have been? You think she would have been mad?
Yeah. If I would have cloned myself. Yeah, but if I cloned myself and didn't tell my wife, she would flip the fuck out.
Yeah.
Dude. Every woman would,
Rule
because it's like
one.
You're pawning your responsibility off on a person that looks exactly like you. You know what I mean? Like, even though it's you.
Well, I mean that's the one bad lieutenant thing he kind of did throughout the movie. He threw his wife's trust out the fucking window.
Yeah.
Dude, when he called from that Lakers game,
Yeah.
and he's like, I drove past the stadium and thought I'd catch a game. I'll be home. So when he comes home, he comes to the door. He's got that fucking foam finger.
Yeah.
You know, creeps in there, gets in bed. Number 3's in the bed with her.
Yeah.
And then he drags him out back up to the house. Dude's laying in the bed when they come in there, and he's like, "What happened?" And he's like, "He was up there laying in the bed with Laura." He's like, "What?" You know? And he's like, Doug, she's just, nothing happened, Doug. It's a closed book. She kind of brushed up against me, but I shut it down. I rolled over. You know how she is. And he's like, rule number 1. And then number 2 is sitting over there like this. He went, you know, he's like, did you do it? And he's like, no. And he's like, sissy. Yeah. But when he gives him the rule, and while he's explaining the rule, you know, number 2's like, yeah, whatever. Number 3 was over here like, closed book. It's a closed book. The way he would, you know, that scene was real funny.
He does a lot of hand acting.
Yeah.
In this
I thought
and I love it.
I thought the scene where early on, whenever when number 4 shows up, the scene where they're all maneuvering themselves around.
Yeah.
And like the special one ends up they've already had sex once.
Oh yeah.
And then he shows up, and they have to scramble to be like, we're gonna go up to bed and all this stuff. And
I'll be right up.
She's like, oh, like again?
Yeah.
Because the new one's already fucking ready to rock again too.
Yeah.
And then the shit happens, and then she ends up taking the special one up there.
He's soaking wet. She pulls his clothes down, and she's like, Doug, I'm flattered. All right. You know?
He just kind of like mouth open, like, looks over at him in the shower, like, you know where
that's what, when Doug comes back, they're all sitting in the house. And he's like, what's going to happen if Laura comes home? He's like, she left you, dude, you know? That dude had kind of rocked the Beetlejuice voice a little bit.
Yeah, he
Number
did,
2,
yeah.
He's like, she left you. And he's like, what happened? Well, you know, you don't listen, all this. We screwed everything up. I got fired. He's like, why did you use 1-inch pipe instead of 2-inch pipe? He's like, I'll be right back. You know, and he had the sweater, and his glasses was on the thing, and he would hold them up and look at it. You know, it was like perfect, dude. But when he told him, he said, we had bend rule number 1 just a little bit. Number 2's like, bend it. We damn near broke it off. Yeah, they all fucked her the same night.
Yeah.
She said when she was laying in bed with number 3, she's like, I've never seen you cry like that. And he was like, well, you know.
Yeah, that scene was so fucking funny. He's like, it's just such a great experience.
Cuts to her on the couch with number 2. He's got her panties around his neck. She's like, that was very acrobatic. And it was like a workout. He's like, well, you know. Funny, man.
It is, man.
A great
and
movie.
Just him arguing with himself.
It's so funny.
He's like, she's such a powerful lady. He's like,
You're so strong, Doug. You don't know. And
I don't want to hear anymore.
He's like, I got a cough.
Yeah.
He said, I got to go to work. He said, you're not going anywhere. And he hit him in the head with that pan. Yeah, Steve, that leg's going to have to come off.
that shit was so fucking funny when he comes home and he's like, got fired, and he goes, you got fired? We've been doing this for 10 fucking years. Like, what the fuck happened? Did you
can't answer some simple question? He was like, it was the questions were crazy. It was like a test. He's like, you did nothing by protocol. You didn't follow anything. So it was funny, God. Man. When he locked that dude in the porta potty. This one's ready to go.
Eugene Levy.
Yeah.
Take your New York watch and your LA ass.
He's like, it's 3:00 in New York. He's like, why'd you watch on New York time? Funny story. Bought it in New York. Can never set the thing. Yeah, you're fired.
He shows up at the end. He goes, I want you to note the time. He goes, 9:15. Supposed to be here at 8:30.
What the fuck? He's like, I don't worry about it. Here's the team, and they're all over there eating sandwiches.
He gives them all a jersey, you know.
He did a good job on the house.
Yeah, They got it done quick, smart. You know.
Dude, when she come out there and she's like, I gotta know what you want, Doug. And he's sitting there with that saw, like, got that face mask on, like, I want pizza.
Yeah.
She's like, what did you say? Pizza. I want pizza. Bring me pizza. Bring me some pizza. What he said.
It's like, what the fuck?
Like, of course she left us. Number 3. She talked to number 4. Bring me some pizza. You don't listen to her. That whole scene, he's like, whoa, you talk to her? She's like, you don't listen. She's scared. He's like, what else did she say? Did she say anything else? He's like, maybe. He puts his cup down. He's over here pouring Coke in there. He's like, where do you put all this stuff? Because he's just down in it. He's like, I'm going to get you something nice, a present. A chainsaw? Or a book? Something nice. A chainsaw?
Him with those
man.
skis.
That's when he was on the phone with him when he's doing the test, and he's like, he's raising up, looking, he's putting nails in his boots, nailed it to the wood, and he's got, for some reason, that boot stretched over his head, and he's like, shh, and he's just like, oh, he's like, you think it's okay for him to have a razor? He's like, oh, we took the razor out. He's in there shaving his tongue, eating the damn shaving cream.
He says, me and two shaving it while he's asleep at night. We took the blade out of it.
Hilarious. Yeah, Steve.
I really, really think that this could work as a sitcom nowadays. I mean, and if they would tie it into the OG, that would be great. But like, I mean, just the fact where you have one person, and they could do it with like twins or triplets, you know what I mean? And it would be fine. But if they did it that way, where even if it's a new person, whatever, and it's like the cloning thing happens, and it's just that story, but it's just stretched out over time, and the wife is going to find out, we got to hide everybody, this is going on.
All the shit they could get in would be great.
Yeah, I mean, they could go on so many different adventures, and that's the thing at the end, like, he tells his wife, and the first time I watched it, I thought this was going to happen. He tells his wife he's going to start his own contracting service.
I thought they were going to work with him.
I thought they were all going to work together, and that because that would be a cool place to pick it up and do a sequel. But they drove off in the sunset, and opened a pizzeria and everything. But
number 4 is going to deliver it.
Yeah, he's just throwing the box.
Yeah,
from the fucking.
All right, pizza. Bring me some pizza. That's what he told her. Bring me some pizza.
Hilarious, I fucking love Michael Keaton, man.
Yeah,
like his comedic timing is. Like, I know he came out and did Batman and blew everybody's mind. You know what I mean? Because he was a comedic actor and they didn't know that he had those chops. And then, I mean, he's still got it, dude. Look at Birdman. Look at anything he's done recently. He's fucking knocked it out of the park, man. Like 110%. And I'm glad that he's getting his comeuppance again, because he's great in everything that I've seen him in. He's fucking amazing.
That kind of goes along with what Travis was saying about the time thing, though, when he was on the boat with them.
Yeah.
And he said, I had a dream last night when I was puking on your dog. He's like, I had a dream, I saw my whole life flash before my eyes.
Yeah.
But I wasn't in it.
Yeah.
Because it was all the clones.
Yeah.
He was, and that's when he decided, all right, we got it. He'd already made his mind up that he had to get his life back. And that dude was like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, drinking wine, Did y'all recognize the chick? That was the chick from Happy Gilmore. The old man with the boat.
Oh, yeah. That is
the blonde chick. That's the chick from Happy Gilmore.
Happy? Oh, man.
But funny, man.
Though. Yeah. Just fucking. I want it on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I wonder if they have it on Blu-ray.
They do.
Do they?
That copy was a Blu-ray cut.
Yeah, it's great, man. I'm ready to rate it.
Oh, I'm going full star, dude.
I think it deserves a golden reel.
$22 Blu-ray. Damn, dude, that's still a $10 DVD.
Yeah.
Or $12.98 on VHS.
I see that.
Hey, I still have my VHS copy.
Really?
Yeah.
You should frame it, dude. I would.
wow, it's crazy that it still costs that much.
Yeah.
But that's one of the movies I've never seen it in the bin, like a $3 bin.
No.
Like, because I would have picked it up on DVD in a heartbeat. 84% Google users liked it. 6 out of 10. 34% Rotten Tomatoes. It's a comedy sci-fi movie.
Which is, I mean, it's sci-fi, you know?
Whenever they were doing the cloning process, and it had like a fax machine, and it was doing
Yeah.
it's like the thing they used to measure fucking earthquakes. And it was like, when he started hitting the buttons, and then this thing comes up, skin goes over. It's like, that fast?
Yeah.
It took like 10 minutes to make a clone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
It was a banana. Don't let them fool you.
But yeah, dude,
Good.
I give it a gold. I give it a movie reel.
Yeah, I'm giving
It's
it
got
a
to
full
get
star.
3 stars to get the reel.
Well, I'm giving it a star. What about you, Trav?
Full star, man.
So it gets the coveted golden reel.
I give it to it.
It's a fucking great. If you've never seen it,
Oh,
because like I said, I never saw it until Adam was like, "Dude, you gotta fucking, you like fucking Keaton?" I'm like, "Dude, I fuck with Keaton," you know.
yeah.
So, but yeah, great movie.
And it's a Harold Ramis movie, but it's one of those movies for a lot of people it did slip under the radar.
Yeah,
And then when you see the box in the store, it looks like a rom-com.
it does.
That's why a lot of people just didn't. But it's no more of a rom-com than like Groundhog Day was,
No,
or something like that. Like, but yeah,
I loved it.
gold movie reel.
Great movie, man. Great fucking.
It was one.
movie.
It was a good one to go out on.
Yeah, it really was.
Why is John
So-
Candy fucking trending right now on Google? Tell me why.
Did he say something?
John Candy?
You know what I mean? Did they
Yeah.
find something?
Oh, I don't. It's like, did he say something? I'm like, well, if he did, it was on March the 4th, 1994.
Yeah, not recently.
I just noticed he's trending right now, and I can't figure out why. It doesn't say. But anyway,
Who knows, man?
that short story for Multiplicity was written by a guy named Chris Miller, and it was like a short, and they
Right.
took it and
Expanded
turned
it.
it into the movie. Yeah, Harold Ramis did a great job.
Really? I wouldn't mind reading the short story and see what's up with
Yeah.
it. I bet it's a little bit more straightforward, like, you know.
It's funny because I tried to look it up. I put in Multiplicity by Chris Miller.
Yeah.
The first thing that comes up on YouTube really is our episode right now live.
Oh,
at the
shit.
top there, yeah.
That's cool. At least we're up there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We do have some movie news, though.
What we got?
So, motherfucker, hold on. I hate whenever you can't fucking ad block on certain websites.
Mm-hmm.
All right, hold on. There's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film that Seth Rogen is going to produce. It says Seth Rogen is among the producers bringing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles back to the big screen. A CG animated feature film reboot titled simply Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was announced Tuesday by Nickelodeon. Point Grey Pictures, the production team ran by Rogen and Evan Goldberg and James Weaver, will produce along with Nickelodeon Animation Studio in the latter's first ever CG theatrical production. Paramount Pictures will distribute the film. So it says here the animated TMNT movie reboot will be directed by Jeff Rowe and written by Brendan O'Brien, who wrote Neighbors, Sorority Rising, and Dave and Mike Need Wedding Dates. So, I mean, dude, everything that Seth Rogen has his hand in that he's not starring in I mean, and I'm not trying to knock him for not, you know, but it's kind of a winner chicken dinner. You know what I mean? Like everything that he's had his hands in and he's either helped write or produce or anything like that has kind of always been a knockout.
The
And I'm
21
not-
Jump Street movies turned out to be
Yeah.
great, and
Yeah.
people started doing that, like going that route.
Yeah.
giving it the 21 Jump Street treatment where we update it and kind of.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it kind of leans that way a little. I don't think they can go hard R, but
Well, they can update the humor a little
yeah,
bit. So
I'm happy about that.
I'm cool with it, man. Like I said, and I'm not knocking, Seth Rogen's acting ability or anything like that. I'm just more or less kind of applauding his producing and writing and everything. I mean, he's kind of like a legit,
Yeah.
I never would have thought the guy from fucking, from Knocked Up
Or Super Bad. Didn't he do Super Bad? He wasn't in it, but him and his buddy wrote it and directed it and got it made.
No, he was in it. He was one of the cops.
That's right.
But they did write it, yeah.
Yeah. That was kind of one of their big things. And then, the guy from 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, how the fuck did this guy like the stoner? How did this stoner, savant turn into this kind of production powerhouse? And it's great. I mean, more power to the guy. And I'm excited. I mean, with his name behind it, because I watched the first season of Preacher and I was like, well, this is either going to be really good or really bad or really weird.
Mm-hmm. And it had the guy from
Devil's Double. And it was serious, kind of followed the comic at it. It adapted the comic and all that kind of stuff. And it was legit, man. I mean, so I'm excited about a CGTMNT movie with him kind of backing it. I don't see anything wrong with it,
That's just something we can brush on there. We ain't got to go into this whole article, but in the last week, people were was it Anne Hathaway claimed that she wouldn't let him have Christopher Nolan didn't like to have chairs on the set, and I think he replied. Is it somewhere in here?
Yes. Nolan himself made headlines this week for a different reason. While talking with Hugh Jackman for Variety's Actors on Actors issue, Hathaway revealed Nolan doesn't allow chairs, explaining his reasoning is if you have chairs, people will sit, and if they're sitting, they're not working. Hathaway has worked with Nolan on both The Dark Knight Rises and Interstellar, which explains her familiarity with his sets. Her comment quickly took off on social media, with many Twitter users discussing the alleged chair ban. A spokesperson for Nolan sets the record straight in a statement to IndieWire. For the record, the only things banned from Chris Nolan's sets are cell phones and smoking. The chairs Anne was referring to are the director's chairs clustered around the video monitor, allocated on the basis of hierarchy, not physical need. Chris chooses not to use his, but has never banned chairs from the set. Cast and crew can sit wherever and whenever they need and frequently do.
So he doesn't have a video village.
No.
That's what they call it.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Well, I think the idea for him on his behalf or his defense, if you want to call it that, is like he said, if you're not working or if you're sitting, you're not working, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But also, once you sit down for a second, you're kind of like, man, fuck this day.
I won't sit there.
Yeah. And I think for him, and I'm guessing, like whenever you watch Tarantino behind the scenes, that motherfucker is up, moving beside the camera.
You beat me to it.
Every
time you see behind the scenes footage of Nolan, he's usually right there with the camera.
Yeah.
Because he wants to see what the camera sees, and it's a lot better than sitting there staring at a little screen when it's right there. And the thing that Tarantino says about that, it's like, if I'm standing right there by the camera, then the actors they're putting on a better job because they can see me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because it's present,
You're standing right there, like right beside the camera.
And a lot of the time, like that one, I don't remember what film it was, but they were doing behind the scenes for Tarantino. And while they were shooting a scene, he was giving them notes right there on the spot. He's like, give me some intensity with it. Give me some, he's kind of
bastards.
Yeah. Like he was trying to prep them up. You know what I mean? Like, come on, let's feel that emotion. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. And it's like, how many directors can honestly say that's their directing style? You know what I mean? And not a lot. I mean, a lot of directors, sit at the chair, watch the fucking little screen, either call for a cut, whatever they got to do. But if he's in there and he's giving them notes on the spot,
He's right
I
there
mean,
with them.
yeah, they can do multiple takes in the span of what it would take to shut everything down, reset. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, Anne Hathaway. I mean, it doesn't sound like she was bitching about it or anything, but
Well, the
I don't know.
internet just took that and ran with it.
Well,
All
I
week
mean,
they were like, "No chairs on the sets." What?
yeah, and that's. I mean, it feels like nowadays, anytime anybody says anything, whether it's jokingly or serious or whatever is going on, the internet takes it and runs with it. Like this isn't a fucking news story. Who gives a fuck if Chris
Who
Nolan's
gives a
like,
fuck?
yeah, if he's like, hey guys, I'm not going to use a fucking director's chair. Who cares? People are fucking bored.
Running out of shit to fucking talk about.
It's a fucking ride over. All right, so we got some more fucking news here. Suicide Squad 2. James Gunn promises his cut will release in theaters. So James Gunn confirms on Instagram that the Suicide Squad film that fans will see in theaters will be the definitive version he intended. So they talk about like the fuck up with everything that happened. It says here that Suicide Squad saw a titular ragtag group of recruited by Amanda Waller to halt the world-ending threat of Enchantress. Despite a healthy box office run and even earning an Academy Award, the film was widely panned by critics and moviegoers alike. In the wake of that and Justice League's even more underwhelming performance, Warner Brothers opted to shift direction with the DCEU. Soon after, it was announced that Gunn would write and direct the follow-up. Filming has since concluded on the highly anticipated sequel, soft reboot, with a newly expanded cast including Nathan Fillion, Idris Elba, Pete Davidson, and John Cena, all in mysterious roles. So, they were asking him if there will be a James Gunn cut of Suicide Squad, kind of poking fun at the Snyder cut and then the David Ayers cut.
Yeah.
Which I do think that we deserve that cut of Suicide Squad.
I believe we'll get it.
We need it.
Well, though, I think they're gonna see how, because the movie was already finished.
Yeah, they just went in and fucking fucked it up.
Worked it around. So whenever Justice League drops in 2020, which is 2021, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
On HBO, depending on how that goes, it may blow up, dude, make them a bunch of money, make enough money where they're like, hey, let's do the other one. Why not?
Yeah.
Righting some wrongs. Now, when I saw that, I thought they were talking about the original cut of the other one.
No, it's a lot of people talking shit.
Yeah.
The fact that they went in and basically butchered the original so much. Now he's doing a soft reboot. He's got a whole new cast, all that good stuff. I'm guessing Margot Robbie will be back.
Probably.
As fucking Harley Quinn. Maybe we'll see less of her and more of everybody else. But
will the Joker be in it?
Nah, I doubt it.
I doubt it too.
I mean, I think that Jared Leto's kind of give up.
Yeah.
Well, with David, with the extended cut of Suicide Squad, you would think that extended cut would probably mean all the Joker scenes get put back in.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm guessing because I think that,
Which would, I don't know. I feel like that would mean, though, that we still get the pile of garbage of a plot. We just have at least everyone who's been marketed as being in the film, because we can say false advertising for real when it's like, oh, the Joker's in the movie? No, not really.
Yeah. But, we'll see what happens with it. Next, we have Bruce Campbell's Frankenstein movie may end up on Netflix.
Now, did y'all know this movie existed?
No.
This is a movie that he had already shot after My Name is Bruce, and it's been banked since then.
Whoa.
He's been trying to get a That was my understanding, because he shot My Name Is Bruce on his back lot, which is in his fucking backyard.
Yeah.
That's where Bruce Campbell's backyard came from, because there's a film set. But yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna.
So it says Bruce Campbell reveals that his Frankenstein horror movie, Bruce versus Frankenstein, could go straight to Netflix. As the star of the Evil Dead franchise, as well as its sequel TV series Ash vs. Evil Dead, Campbell has gained a significant following over the years. Known primarily for his cocksure swagger in the face of countless demonic hordes, Campbell has created a niche for himself in low-budget horror cinema, often with internationally hilarious results. Campbell has become so adept within these sorts of cinema worlds that he's also moved from actor to filmmaker at times. Most recently with the film he directed in 2007, My Name is Bruce. His third directorial outing, the film mixes fantasy with reality when a group of teens mistake the Evil Dead star for a real demon slayer. They kidnap Campbell and bring him to their town in order to help fight an ancient, newly awakened Chinese demon. Several years later, Campbell stated he wanted to make a sequel that he described as the Expendables of horror. In other words, his intent is to take well-known horror actors such as Robert Englund and Kane Hodder and mix them into a Campbell-esque world of on-screen horror mayhem. A decade later, and fans still haven't seen any sign of Bruce versus Frankenstein is on its way. However, Campbell is still very much involved with the project and appears to have his sights set on Netflix as a home for it. The most recent news about the Passion Project comes to us from some website, with Campbell explaining that the biggest step in getting the film off the ground is the creation of a graphic novel, which he will then adapt into a screenplay. According to Campbell, the idea came from his partner, Mike Richardson, who has previous experience with this type of approach at Netflix. He says, I talked with Mike Richardson, who is my partner on this, and we're going to start with a graphic novel. So I'm going to adapt the screenplay. We're going to put that out first so people in the industry can get a better sense of it. Mike has been selling a lot of projects to Netflix, and he said that's kind of the way to go with this material and fantasy stuff. So he suggested we do that first. We'll get a great artist, sell it in comic book form. People can totally see it. And as a director, it's kind of like doing storyboards. It's a tremendous amount of extra prep that I can do just by going through it because I actually have to think about pages, panels, and descriptions. It's a format that's not my normal format. Screenplay format, I can fart. I got that down. This is this is different with the way it looks on the page, so it will be a very interesting translation process. So,
I love it.
yeah, I mean, dude, first of all, Shudder, somebody throw money at Bruce Campbell because first he's got enough of a following that you're gonna make
Oh yeah.
some money off of it just out of the oddity alone of Bruce versus Frankenstein, and he's gonna pull a bunch of these horror icons into it. You know what I mean?
You could get
It's
a
like,
whole series out of it, man. Him versus fucking Dracula.
yeah. I mean, well, and that's the thing.
Wolfman.
Yeah, he could turn it into this whole fucking like he basically becomes the Van Helsing,
Yeah.
like accidental
Oh,
Van Helsing. You know what I mean?
what comedy?
Yeah, I mean just horror comedy, and that's what he's good at, and that's what shines. So I hope that it happens for, and I think that either between Netflix or Hulu or Shudder or any of these streaming services, that he'll get the funding that he needs to make it happen. And I mean, he's got connections with all these horror icons. I'm sure they'll come out and do it for nothing. You know what I mean? So I hope it happens. I've seen all Bruce Campbell stuff, and I mean, very cheesy, tongue in cheek. It's great. Like you know what you're gonna get
what
when
you're
you.
gonna get.
It's not gonna be bullshit. You know what I mean? It's gonna be legit shit. So.
They said further on in the article that it would be great if he goes to Netflix because, like they said, if Ash versus Evil Dead would have went straight to Netflix instead of Stars, would have reached a wider fan base.
Yeah.
Probably lasted a little longer.
Yeah.
But hey,
Yeah. It happens. And that's the thing. to me, it feels like, and this is my opinion, they kind of got the shafted into the deal with the going to Stars. I know Stars wanted to kind of start their series thing up, this, that, and the other, but I mean, dude, if they would have went straight to any streaming service, and I don't understand why nobody picked it up.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ash versus Evil Dead was canceled on Stars. I wonder why or what kept anybody else from acquiring it, because I mean it's a no brainer.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it probably comes with the staple of being canceled from Stars, man. Like, if it couldn't hack it on that, then what made them think it could survive?
I mean, we've seen it.
I mean, it's. I mean, I know there. I mean, Stars is a very niche of the pay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The pay areas, and I just feel like maybe the name alone ruined them. Like it was one of those.
Oh, it's on Stars, you know.
Yeah. Well, and it's one of those things. I mean, we've seen it happen with like Lucifer and a couple other series that got canceled on network television, like CBS, ABC, and Netflix acquired the rights to it and continued the series. And it's just yeah, and it got a because a lot of people was like, oh, Lucifer, they put it on Netflix anyway. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that this deals with Stars, but back when HBO first dropped Game of Thrones, and everyone was kind of like, let's come up with some sort of intrigue level show that's like Game of Thrones and all that kind of shit. And they put out a show based on Arthurian legend called Camelot. And it was this real edgy, grim, dark retelling of Merlin's story and Arthur and all of that. And it was a very cool concept, and it it was just the story with a little edgelord thrown on it, but it wasn't terrible. Like I made it halfway through the shit and everything, and it was pretty good. But then they pulled the plug on it, and I think the show could have survived. I mean, that's a show that I think could have transitioned somewhere had that shit been available at the time, because we're talking like 2011, 2010
Yeah, I
when
remember
this
that.
shit was all
going on. I think what they need to realize is like shows like that, it should go to like a streaming service or something, because it's like you're talking primetime TV. If it's not pulling the ads, it's getting cut.
Yeah.
And the world we live in now, people would just rather stream everything. They're not going to watch it live. You know, they're going to record it and watch it later, or
and
pick it up when it comes out.
And whether or not the consensus agrees that they still enjoyed Game of Thrones or not, we have to admit, because of the last couple of seasons, it burned HBO so bad that we're probably not going to get, even if it's fantasy, horror, whatever, I don't think anything like that's going to ever take a chance on again.
I mean, they're not going to do any of the other shows they had in the works.
No.
The end of that show got several shows canceled.
Well, and with that happening, I feel like it's a red herring as well for shows like Bruce Campbell's stuff, like things that regardless of flavor, they're over the top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just hope this gets off the ground and gets made. And I know a lot of people have specific opinions about Stars and HBO and all this stuff, but at the end of the day, like, we got what we got, and I'm glad we got what we got.
Yeah. If he can get it on Netflix, it'll kill.
I'm just glad that I can't believe Ash vs. Evil Dead lasted as long as it did.
Yeah, it got 3, 4 seasons?
I think it was 3, right?
Yeah.
Like that.
So, I mean, and it was a great series. I mean, they took the Evil Dead and took it to the next fucking level.
They topped us all off with what we wanted in the Evil Dead universe, and what we wanted was Bruce Campbell returning to the role, and we got 3 seasons.
It was 3.
Effectively, easily what we would consider 2 to 3, maybe even 4 films worth of story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No chuffa.
Well, look here, dude.
We're talking about little 90-minute horror films, you know, like, and then you round them all up, stretch them out and shit.
The Google score on Ash versus Evil Dead right now is a 96%, 8.4 IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes 99%. Now, if you want to watch it, it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Which is probably where it should have went.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, stars. Who's buying that package these days? It's like,
it's free.
Is it free?
No, I mean, like, it'll come free with, like, HBO.
Yeah, you got to buy the movie package deal where you're going to see the same fucking movies every month.
Yeah.
And then next month they'll roll out some more movies. You might see some fights and stuff. But, they kind of fucked it but it got made.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with what we got.
Yeah,
At least we got it.
Sure, yeah.
And they knew exactly who the audience. They were like, we know.
Well, now there's enough material involving Ash that you can get your fill on him in the cinematic world.
Oh, yeah.
You can jump down and watch the 3 Evil Dead movies, stick around for his cameo in the remake, and then go watch fucking Ash versus Evil Dead.
Bubba Hotep.
I love Bubba Hotep.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I always remember the part where he's has the dialogue over him and he's in the hospital bed. And he's like, "Now I'm sitting here with a big wart on my dick." And he's just like, while he says it, he looks under the sheet and he has that little disgusted look on his face. Like, I was the king, baby, you know.
How do y'all feel about doing some Evil Dead around Halloween this year?
Shit, I'm fine with it, dude.
I don't think we've watched Evil Dead yet, so
I'm down.
We can cover the whole spectrum and kind of throw it old school and in the month with the new one and do a Was It Worth It?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I mean, we all kind of could answer that now, but, it would still be fun to dive back in and just the gore fest that is the Evil Dead series is just, it's just a bloody good time, you know?
Unintended.
For sure.
When I saw this next headline, I was like, what? So, did you read that entire article, Griffin? Why is Martin Scorsese doing an intro? He did an intro for this movie? So it comes on the DVD, the Blu-ray, like there's an intro by him where it cuts to him and he's like, this movie's great.
It's a book.
Oh.
The book is going to have the foreword. It's going to have that in the book. So Midsummer is getting a director's cut, and you can order it off the A24 website. $45. It comes in this badass fucking Blu-ray case. It looks like a book.
It looks like a Pink Floyd record.
Yeah,
the way it's in there with the flowers and stuff.
Yeah. You get the 171-minute director's cut of the movie. Extra 33 minutes. Brings viewers even deeper into Astor's strange and psychedelic creative vision. Additionally, the collector's edition comes with a textured cloth slipcase, which will look gorgeous wherever you choose to put it. And to top it all off, you get a 62-page booklet with new artwork as seen in Midsummer from artist Ragnar Pearson and a foreword from director Martin Scorsese. I really want this thing.
Now, is this the? Remember when we were watching the movie and we did a little deep dive, and we found out that there was a director's cut that was released overseas?
Yeah,
is this that version?
Cut. Yeah.
Okay. And I was like, dude, price not bad. You're getting the director's cut of the movie. You get a little book, some artwork. You got the bear on fire, burning bear. Did you read any of these comments? This right here cool because the one thing that Midsummer was lacking was 33 more minutes. Some of these comments are kind of, oh Lord, please don't make that movie any longer.
Well,
it's just funny.
I get what they're saying because, dude, it builds fucking suspense from the moment.
I'm interested in seeing what was cut.
Yeah,
what scenes were taken out.
I don't see how. Like, that's crazy that what we saw was the edited down version.
Yeah.
A whole 33 minutes more.
'cause everything builds up as it should. Like it,
Yeah.
you know. I felt like the director's vision was pretty well seen through, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I had to guess, it probably has a lot to do with some of the other minor characters in the film. You know,
Side
like
missions.
the two people that was already there.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, "I'm fucking leaving. Has anybody seen my boyfriend?" You know, like that
Mhm.
that
Maybe
couple. I think,
maybe some stuff before they go,
yeah,
like before at the beginning of the movie. Maybe they cut some of that out.
Or maybe some shit that could have been seen as like too much foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But I think now that everybody that's going to watch the movie has seen it, and if they haven't, they should.
Yeah.
I really want it though. I mean, $45, man.
It ain't bad.
I mean, it's not bad, but at the same time, like, I bought the fucking Tim Burton collector's set for $50. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I
And
know.
it has Batman,
Yeah.
Batman
Blu-ray.
Returns. Yeah.
Well, I did see where
Beetlejuice.
this comes with a 4K copy. It comes with the right.
Well, you can order it either 4K or standard.
Oh, okay.
Standard Blu-ray, but they're both the same price. So, and I don't have a 4K
Mm-hmm.
Blu-ray player, so like I mean, if it came, if
Or
it
a
was
4K
the
TV.
yeah, well, if it was the 4K cut, and it came with the regular Blu-ray disc as well,
That would
then
be cool.
I would probably shell it out just for that, because 4K fucking
It
discs
does.
are
Yeah.
expensive.
Here's
Yeah.
what they should have done with this. 3 disc in there, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K should all come in that. We know how
Yeah.
much it costs to make a fucking disc. They already
Yeah.
made their money. I love it when you buy the movie and you get both. You get the digital copy, you get the Blu-ray and the DVD, baby. $20, bam.
Yeah.
This should include all
Yeah. Oh, I've gave my
your digital downloads and
or my DVD copies to people.
yeah,
I mean, I don't need them.
yeah.
So
Especially if you got
that's
the
just
Blu-ray.
like, yeah. And I've had people that have DVD players give me their Blu-ray copies of stuff.
Yeah,
I'm like, I want the case though.
yeah,
You know, I need it for the shelf.
Yeah.
But that's like I got what's that animated movie with fucking Steve Carell where he plays the evil genius but he adopts the kids?
Despicable Me.
Yeah. So I've got Despicable Me on Blu-ray, and the only reason that I have that is because somebody was like, "We don't have a Blu-ray player. Do you want this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do."
Do you remember
know?
when we did a little switcheroonie? I had a movie that had either The Departed and another movie on it, and you had
Yeah.
one. What was it? How'd we switch it around? Do you remember?
All right. So
We
bought
both
the
ended up
Chris-
with the same 2 movies.
Yeah, I bought the Chris Nolan. I bought Memento, and then I
Mhm.
bought the Chris Nolan box set, which is individual Blu-rays of Memento, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and Insomnia, and there was one more. And then Adam you had the one that was The Departed and Goodfellas.
That's right.
And so I traded, and then you had The Departed by itself.
Yeah.
So
And
I traded
Goodfellas by
you.
itself.
Yeah, so I traded you Memento for The Departed.
That's right.
That's how he did it. Yeah.
I knew
I mean,
that. Because it all worked out. I already
Yeah.
had those 2 separate, but I had that because I bought The Departed. I already had it on the split set, but I was like, I kind of want,
Yeah.
because I found it a good deal on it or something. So we just swapped them out. Because
Yeah. Oh, I remember that because I bought that box set and I already had Memento. So I messaged Adam. I'm like, "Hey man, you want Memento? Because I got another copy of it in this box set." And you're like, "Sure. How much?" And I'm like, "Man, I ain't gonna charge you anything for it." He goes, "I got a better idea. How about The Departed for it?" And I'm like, "You bet your fucking ass. I'll take that in a fucking minute." You know what I mean?
yeah.
So we've got some other news. This is a little bit controversial.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's happened?
Disney resetting Star Wars, erasing Last Jedi.
We're just gonna act
What's
like none of
up,
this ever
Last Jedi?
happened.
A
So
new
we're
ru-
rebooting.
It says here that a new rumor has hit the net, offering that some sort of Disney Star Wars reset is in the works that will see Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Skywalker basically erased. The rumor comes from the future ruler of Earth, the Doom Clock Overlord DVD YouTube channel, who recently offered that a Star Wars Civil War is happening at Lucasfilms between Kathleen Kennedy and Jon Favreau.
Okay.
Doomcock. His name is Doomcock, by the way.
Yeah.
I thought it was Clock. Anyway, also previously provided those Skywalker spoilers, and prior to Marvel Studios announcing a new director and writing team on the Captain Marvel sequel, said there were all kinds of problems at Marvel with Brie Larson and Captain Marvel. Interestingly enough, Feige is now going with Elizabeth Olsen and Scarlet Witch. Anyway, it says here that getting back to the rumor, Doomcock says that plans are in place to save the Star Wars franchise, which involves the Abrams and Rian Johnson trilogy getting nullified. It claims the Disney Star Wars trilogy will be erased using a concept that was recently made canon in Star Wars Rebels animated series. In the Season 4, Episode 13 installment titled A World Between Worlds, the concept of the Veil of the Force was introduced. A mystical dimension of the Force that connects all time and space, explains Doomcock. I have received confirmation from 2 additional sources claiming that this is spot on, that indeed Lucasfilm realizes they have a massive problem on their hands, that the Star Wars franchise is all but dead, and despite Kathleen Kennedy's hatred of the idea, Lucasfilm is preparing to render the sequel trilogy null and void. It said that the events from The Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Skywalker will be removed from canon, isolated in their own alternative timeline, and regarded as an Elseworld-like installment under the label of Star Wars Legends. So what Doomcock is explaining is that a Star Wars multiverse will be created, which will isolate the Disney Star Wars trilogy as being a part of a separate universe that is not part of George Lucas's original Star Wars films. Doomcock continues by noting the details can't be verified, but says there may be proof of its happening in The Rise of Skywalker. It's further noted that the plans are not set in place, as again Kathleen Kennedy is said to hate the idea and is said to be doing everything she can to crush it. As if the plan comes to pass, everything that Kathleen Kennedy did with the sequel trilogy will be destroyed, tossed out, and declared obsolete. Doomcock feels the plan will happen. A massive reset is going to hit the Star Wars universe, he says.
I got something to say. So whenever they took over the Star Wars franchise, they had to finish the story out for that story. You know what I mean? They had to finish it. We all knew that's what they were doing. They wrapped it up. They told Daisy, you probably won't be coming back. It's done.
Yeah.
Now what do? We spent all this money on the franchise. We got the TV shows coming. Of course, they're going to reboot, kind of do a little reboot thing. They're acting like they're going to take it off the shelves and remove it. It'll still be there. We're getting into, like we always talked before. It's a big universe. What's going on over here? Let's get away from that story and get into it. And here's what I think, guys. This is where she's going to lose her fucking job, dude. Right here. This is going to be it.
Well, here it explains. This is how they're going to undo it. Emperor Palpatine had a room on the second Death Star called the Room of Mirrors. The mirrors were created by the Emperor prior to the Death Star through the dark side using ancient Sith rituals. These mirrors, linked to the veil of the Force, served many purposes. Using them, Palpatine could manipulate the Force in many ways to further his aims. For example, the use of the mirrors allowed Palpatine to cloud the Jedi Council, to conceal himself and his dark apprentices from the Jedi and from Force sensitives that followed their fall. Using the mirrors allowed Palpatine to access the awesome powers of the Veil of the Force. They were indispensable tools that allowed him to rise to the pinnacle of ultimate power. It is this conceit that explains how Palpatine survived Darth Vader throwing him down the shaft in the throne room of the Death Star. In desperation, as he fell, Palpatine opened a portal to the veil of the Force and entered it. This explains why Palpatine is in such a damaged state in the Rise of the Skywalker, as transporting himself into the veil without the aid of the mirrors drained him and damaged him severely. Doomcock goes on to explain that the Emperor created a second set of mirrors on Exegol that allowed him to escape where he plotted the rise of the Empire. Regarding how things will be reset, it's explained that all one has to do is go into the Veil of Mirrors and wait for Palpatine to enter, as the Veil is a mystical dimension where in all times collide, which will cause Disney Star Wars trilogy to consign to its own alternate timeline forever, as Palpatine enters the veil and never gets back to Exegol. The Emperor is prevented from using the mirrors to return. He dies as he was intended in Return of the Jedi, and Bob's your uncle, and all our problems are solved.
It's a book,
I don't.
dude.
Yeah,
It just means
keeps
more Star
going.
Wars, right?
Well, I mean, this is the problem. This is the problem that I have with it. So they don't need to just completely get rid of that and have it its own thing, because like this is the deal. Like this is my own personal feelings are. We got those 3 films. Love them or hate them, they're there.
Yep.
Why are they going to go back on it now and say, "Oh, none of that shit really happened in the real Star Wars universe"?
It was
a
different dimension or something.
Yeah, this is some other Star Wars shit. We didn't tell you it was some other Star Wars shit. We're just now telling you it was some other Star Wars shit, but it's no longer Star Wars shit that you know of as Star Wars shit.
So that
You know
means
what I mean?
they can bring those characters back again?
I mean,
Well, like
technically,
there it says, so Han doesn't walk stupidly into a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Leia doesn't fly like Mary Poppins. So none of that stuff happened. So
it
Luke
did happen,
Skywalker
but
could show up again.
But yeah,
And
so
not be a dead Skywalker or from, like a.
Yeah.
The issue with it
I don't
is
know
that
about that.
the damage has already been done.
Yeah.
We will never get Luke, Han, and Leia in another film having a respectable send off. We'll never get that. That's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no matter what we get going forward, if we do get some sort of new sequel trilogy, it's not going to be good. It's going to be dead on arrival.
Yep.
Because in order to finish any kind of inkling of the Skywalker saga, you need Luke, but you can't have Luke without Leia. Leia's fucking dead. You can't have any of that without Han. Han died in a movie, and Harrison Ford probably doesn't give a flying fuck about coming back. So he's out. So the only way we would get it would be if they wrote the story so far ahead that Luke's the only one alive, and they go from there with probably the same regurgitated shit we got through Rey's story. It's just going to have more sense as to who
I don't want
that character is as a, like, why do they matter now?
Well, I thought we were going to get some new, but we're going back on old shit again.
Yeah.
I want new.
Yeah.
Like characters we ain't never heard of, like what the Mandalorian did. Like,
no, well,
I don't want to revisit old shit again.
We'll take the shit that's familiar and tell something new.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like, and why it didn't really explain in this article why Favreau is kind of
champion this fucking operation.
Yeah.
Trying to get her job, dude.
I mean,
he wants it.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, they should give it to Favreau, but they need to let what we got go. They need to let it be what it is, because this is the thing. Kathleen Kennedy's stupid, dumb ass should have never been in fucking charge of this shit to begin with.
She's the reason we're in the boat we're in.
Yeah, and now she come out and she's like, "Yeah, The Last Jedi was a bad film." No, bitch, you're fucking stupid. Okay,
Yeah.
First of all. Second of all, why, if you care this much about this franchise, why are you going back on what I feel was the most important and the best film out of the trilogy? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, no, you don't get to play both sides of this shit. You pick a fucking lane and you stay in it, first of all. And second of all, like Travis said, it's dead on arrival. Nobody gives a fuck anymore.
That's
We
gonna
got
piss
the 3
people off.
movies. The fucking world went and watched all 3 of the movies and they gave their opinions. Let it fucking be what it is, man. Just like the prequel trilogy, when kids get older, they'll find it and they'll like it and it'll be fine. Everything will be fine. Just like what happened with episode 1, 2, and 3. When that shit came out, everybody bitched, whined, moaned, and complained about those fucking
High
films.
fucking heaven, dude.
Yeah, but now everybody regards them as part of the fucking series. Yeah.
Now people now I've seen more Revenge of the Sith memes now than I ever did back when it dropped.
I think on down the road, people will come around to the last 3, though. You know, it was the same way with when they first came out. People were like, "What?" But on down the road, they'd be like, you know, we were pissed when we first watched it, but
yeah. Well, this is the problem. Star Wars is a franchise that everybody feels for some fucking reason that they have control of the destiny of that franchise. But you fucking don't.
Yeah.
You get what these writers and directors give you. So fucking enjoy it while you have it. Anybody that can honestly sit there and think that their fucking opinion can influence any fucking thing to do with Star Wars needs to just go jump off of a fucking cliff.
I mean, I'm surprised that she's got time to work on Star Wars because right now she's working on Indiana Jones 5. Like we, you know.
Yeah, like
because we need that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Harrison will do that. I'll be real surprised if he's going to be in it.
It's for the on-screen death he's going to get.
Okay.
Probably.
There we go. We're killing fucking Indiana Jones.
I think
Why can't we just give him a send-off, dude? Let him ride off into the sunset.
I feel like that's the thing that's had Harrison Ford suddenly come back and revisit all his roles.
All of them.
Is to kill him.
Because that's the thing. We watched him die in Blade Runner, Star Wars.
Yeah. Are we going to get him? Are they going to do another Fugitive film? Air Force One?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
He gets assassinated in a second term.
I don't
know.
Like,
it's like, come on, man. But anyway, for all the people, like, this is a terrible idea. You're going to put these 3 films out. What they should have done if they felt this strongly about it, they should have cut it off at The Last Jedi. And they should have never made it the 3rd one. They should have just let The Last Jedi stand as it is and then decide later on if they want to go down that rabbit hole again. But no, they just had to finish the series out, even though you had people fucking bitching and whining and moaning about it. And then people weren't satisfied with the ending that the film was. I didn't mind it. I thought that trilogy was fine.
Or instead of peppering our faces with marketing left and right on every little Star Wars thing that comes out, just take a page out of what was going on for the past 30, 40 years, man. Because even before the sequel trilogy was ever a thing, Luke's story continued.
Yeah.
And for anyone who gave an inkling of a fuck about what happened to Luke after Return of the Jedi, they meandered their way to fucking finding that the books, comics, whatever, and going on with it.
Yeah.
One of the biggest problems that Disney did when they bought Star Wars was axe all the extended canon. Every fucking bit of it, man. They should not have. That was the biggest mistake, and it's come back to fuck them now.
Well, what's funny, man, is they made the movies they wanted to make. And now they're like, oh, we want to erase that. And it's like, it don't work that way.
They don't have to go out and grandstand on the idea of, hey, we're gonna get rid of the sequels. We're gonna make them not happy. It's like, no, let them be what they are.
Yeah.
And if there's more shit you wanted to flesh it out in the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Flesh it out in the Clone Wars.
Do a TV show.
All this other media that the consumer, that what Disney ultimately wants is us to just consume and consume and consume. Just keep creating stuff that adds to it. That's the beauty of the Star Wars franchises. When you start going down the little cracks and avenues and finding shit about characters that they've had, all this extra continuity added, all this extra lore, you can do that. And it doesn't have to be this streamlined MCU bullshit that doesn't work for any other property outside of Marvel.
Y'all remember how excited we were when Disney bought it?
Yeah.
Because we were like, we're getting Star Wars, baby, big money.
Yeah.
You know, theme parks, and now a few years later, we're like, well, they kind of did some things that she's got to go.
Well, they did some things that they thought was right and in their best interest in the moment. And then when something comes out that the loud minority didn't like, they tried to course correct. They fucked themselves up, and they deserve the fucking criticism for it. They should have stayed the course with the original vision that they all agreed on. You can't tell me that they didn't sit down with Rian Johnson and fucking discuss what was going to happen in the fucking Last Jedi. You can't.
And then they were like, we're not doing that. And he was like, well, we should do that. And they're like, but we're not though. And we're canceling this movie and this thing and this thing, and we're gonna do things the way we want to do it. Like, okay.
Yeah. It's just completely fucking irresponsible the way that they're handling the property. Because you can't take a franchise like that and then take what every fucking mouth breather has to say about it and run with it and think of that as how the audience truly feels about it. Because they don't feel that way.
I like how after Avengers, now anytime someone fucks something up, they're like, there's a multiverse.
Yeah.
There's a multiverse here.
We're gonna fix it.
Well, yeah, there's a multiverse. It's like, not everything's got a multiverse, dude. Like,
yeah.
Well, how are we gonna get the thing where we bring the mutants? There's a multiverse. It's like, okay, we'll multiverse everything.
And as much as a trope as that sounds like it, though, you have to remember that the multiverse and shit, as far as comic book stuff, has been established a long fucking time ago. It's not some ass pull that the people at the higher ups are like, here's how we retcon. That's how this type of entertainment has always existed.
Yeah.
There's always a story that comes out that'll retcon something from a core story that happened years ago. That shit's always going to happen. And that's the problem with these properties that are vast in scope, where there's different realms, different planes of existence, and all that kind of shit. And you're trying to take it and turn it into what's equivalently like an 8-hour story. You're trying to condense it down into 3 movies, 8 hours, or a fucking 10-hour show, or what have you. And it's just, the shit's hard, and they try to pack just as much as they try to push all their new shit and juggle it in with the old familiars that'll keep people like us coming to watch it.
Yeah.
And that's a harder thing to do than these companies think it is.
Yeah. No, I agree. And it's fucking ridiculous. But hey, man, don't do this fucking Star Wars idea, because that's fucking stupid.
I'm sure the internet will let them know.
Well, no, I guarantee you the internet will fucking praise it and champion it, because they're like, oh,
good. Erase the shit we didn't like.
Yeah, we're going to get a redo. And it's like, no, bitch, the redo may be worse than what we got.
Yeah, it may kill it for good.
Yeah, it may they may sell Star Wars to stars.
I mean, and you think about it too, with retconning, usually, like, they have to go the route of the multiverse, which is going to become just as much of a stale ass pull as everybody on planet Earth, because I can't ever seem to find the bottom of this particular bitch bin, and it's motherfuckers that gripe on time travel, and they're like, it's a trope, it gets on my nerves when people are like, I don't like it, because when I found out it was time travel, I just tuned out.
Get the fuck out.
It's like, man, like,
sci-fi, bitch, like,
yeah,
I want time travel.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I love it.
Agreed. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on the whole matter, dude. Like, if they fucking do this, they're gonna fuck it up worse than it's already fucked up.
Well, see, I looked at that the wrong way. I just thought that meant more Star Wars.
Nah, dude.
Like, we're gonna start up and make some more movies. I just want something else.
Yeah.
In another galaxy far, far away. What's happening there? That's what I want.
No, I agree. I want that because as we saw with the Mandalorian, it's 100%
That shit
viable to do
slaps.
that. But you got to have a good writer. You
Why
got to
can't they
have a
let
good
this
team
story just
behind you.
go?
You have to have a vision.
Why can't
Yeah.
they let it go? Why do we have to cling to the Jedi story here, the Luke Skywalker saga? Like, why can't we let it go? It already happened. It ended.
Their mistakes were also, their mistakes was noticeable from early on, dude. We're having a trilogy of films. A trilogy is going to be telling one full arc of a story. Why would you handle that as if it was like, all right, here's this installment, make your own movie. Here's the sequel, make your own movie. Here's the third and final installment, make your own movie. Just make sure it works. Like, that's too many cooks in the fucking kitchen, dude.
Too many
chiefs, not enough Indians.
Yeah, I mean, down to the fucking core of it, man. So, but that's it, man. Fuck, I don't know. There's no right answer to this. The right answer is to not do.
When J.J. Abrams was like, I'll do the first, they should have said, then get the fuck out of here. We don't need a one and done. We need someone that's going to ride this bitch from beginning to end.
Yeah. Well,
he spread himself too thin, man. They
should have told him to pack his mystery box shit up and get the fuck out.
Yeah, it's a fucking stupid, man.
He's a fantastic director. He's a fantastic writer. But
he's got a habit of starting shit and not sticking around till it's finished.
He's not the goddamn be all end all with stuff. And it's like everyone's like, man, we want this insert IP that's in popular culture. We really need this to be done. It seems like now it's like, oh, no one wants to do it. JJ, if we give you just a couple more $100 million, will you do it? Fuck, I guess. Yeah. He's turning in like the Wes Craven of sci-fi.
Yeah, right.
It's fucking dog shit, dude.
Yeah. So we got two more little tidbits I'm gonna hit on real quick, and then we'll get into the trailers. But they're doing a live-action CGI hybrid film based off of the Rugrats. And
this is totally aimed towards modern kids. Totally aimed. Like, dude, if you went into a fucking third grade classroom right now and said, have you heard of the Rugrats? They'd all look at you like you're fucking stupid. None of them kids know what this shit is.
Well, I think that's why they're going to make it a CGI hybrid, because it's going to be made for us, essentially.
Pretty much.
And I think that it'll be a little bit more, because the way that I'm taking it is they're going to have the Rugrats are going to be CGI, and then the parents are going to be what I would think would be live action, right? And I think it's going to be aimed a little bit more, not skewed heavily, but aimed a little bit more adult in the terms of like some of the comedy and some subject matter and things like that, because it will be made for us. I mean, we grew up with the shit, and I think that they may be able to usher a new younger audience into it, which would be great. But I also feel like it's going to flirt that line of like, is this really, did they really just make that joke? You know what I mean? And if that's the case, I'm okay with it, because I mean, I enjoyed the Rugrats when I was a kid, and of course it's a fucking powerhouse. You know what I mean? Like, Rugrats was a deal
for fucking years, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big deal, you know? So I'm
excited about this.
Yeah, so we've got breaking news. Beavis and Butthead is back. Mike Judge is returning to oversee 2 new seasons and spinoffs of the franchise at Comedy Central. And it will not let me open the link.
I got it.
Here we go. Creator Mike Judge will oversee the updated series with a plan already in place for spinoffs and specials of the former MTV pop culture phenomenon. Comedy Central is summoning the Great Cornholio. The Viacom CBS-owned cable network is reviving Beavis and Butthead, with series creator Mike Judge returning to relaunch and reimagine the franchise as part of a sizable deal that includes a 2-season order and plans for additional spinoffs and specials. Judge will return as the show's central driving force and will write, produce, and provide voice over for both of the iconic characters who became pop culture sensations in the early 90s, on Comedy Central's corporate sibling MTV. In the new incarnation of Beavis and Butthead will enter a whole new Gen Z world with meta themes that are said to be relatable to both new fans who may be unfamiliar with the original series and old. We are thrilled to be working with Mike Judge and the great team at 3 Arts again as we double down on adult animation at Comedy Central. Beavis and Butthead were a defining voice of a generation, and we can't wait to watch as they navigate the treacherous waters of a world light years from their own. So, speaking of tropes, are they going to fucking time travel?
I don't know. But it's
Wouldn't
like
that be-
there might be cell phones and people are getting canceled. And it's strange that Comedy Central's picking it up.
Yeah, right.
It's going to Comedy Central. So, you remember when we did Mike Judge Mado, we were talking, I wonder what he's going to do next. Is he?
Yeah.
Well, he's doing fucking Beavis and Butthead. He's got something in his mind, and I hope it's great, man. I think it will be.
Yeah.
It's gonna be funny if we get some commentary moments in the show where they're actually like where they're listening to even newer metal and hearing their critique of it now, you know, like
like them watching a YouTube video.
Well, like remember one of their episodes where they watched they saw a video for Death, and the moment where Butthead's like, you know, like Beavis is going along with him, and Butthead's like, Beavis, you're pretty good. You suck almost as much as this guy. and just seeing that over maybe like some newer shit, like seeing that, like hearing Mike Judge critique Mastodon.
Yeah, yeah.
Or fucking, you know, insert all those type of bands and shit.
Yeah.
Or God, even have him go into all of the really shitty genres that are out there right now.
I want to see him critique Post Malone.
I want to see him critique Bring Me the Horizon.
Oh my God.
That would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Well, I think they're gonna give it the South Park treatment.
Yeah.
But very social commentary-esque, but they're just two dumbasses in Texas. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm excited about that, man. That's gonna be great. So that's all the movie news I got here. I'm ready for some trailers. We ain't got a lot, but I'm ready for them. Go ahead.
We got a lot. We got a standard 10.
A standard 10?
Yeah. I know if through the week if we don't have a lot added, I know it usually gets filled out to 10 by the end.
Carl Reiner passed away.
Oh yeah, we didn't mention
age of 98.
Fucking
I didn't know that was Rob Reiner's dad. I figured they were related somehow, but
yeah.
You know, if you don't know who he is, look him up. You'll recognize his face.
Yeah.
You've seen him in a ton of shit.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, it sucks, man. Did it say what he did he die of natural causes?
He was 98 years old, so yeah.
It wasn't no Corona related.
No, he get the Rona.
Speaking of Corona Chronicles, that shit is back with a fucking vengeance.
Not only is it back with a vengeance, now they found some kind of something in a fucking pig in China that could cause another pandemic, and it's like, dude.
Corona 2, the Revengeance.
I can't remember who it was, but somebody's working on a damn pandemic movie. I think it's Michael Bay.
I wonder how many are working on a pandemic movie right now, especially in B movie world.
I've been working on a pandemic movie.
Do y'all remember the last time we talked about it? We were around 6 million cases.
Yeah.
Total confirmed cases worldwide, 10.8 million.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it went up.
Yeah. Well, I did see on the news, or I heard on the news that, you know, a lot of people are going to Florida for vacation this time of year. And Florida's like, bitch, we ain't shutting a motherfucking thing down. Unless the fucking governor or the fucking president or whoever forces us to shut down, y'all can shut this dick down your mouth.
Like you can hear the song "Vacation" as you're driving into
Yeah.
Florida.
Yeah. So
Look, kids, Big Ben.
But yeah, I'm ready for trailers though.
All right, what we got next? What's up? What's our
Orcs.
first?
This is from 2014.
Did we watch this?
Did
or we
we?
We watched it off the pod, right?
Yeah, you and I.
That's right.
did.
That's right.
Yeah, I haven't seen this.
We don't have to watch it. It's
No, we're watching it because Griffin hasn't seen it.
I'm excited now.
I
Just
mean,
wait.
it's one of those. It's one of those so stupid it had to be seen.
Shit, I'm ready for it.
Hang on, real estate's got to be here. Top comment: this is whack. You're whack.
By MC Scar.
You used the word whack. Get out of here.
I got we got a comment on our last video that says nice video, bro.
Really?
Yeah. It looks like one of those bot things.
It wasn't like hot Asian.
Probably would have clicked on that.
I keep getting those.
It was from Pokemon. Nice video, bro. Yeah.
Ah.
All right, y'all ready for orcs?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, play. What's this? Leonard Skinner movie?
Yeah.
Did you put that in the thing?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I see it on the side. And then this Johnny Depp movie?
Yeah, I put that in there.
Okay, fucking right, dude. All right, let's be quiet and watch this.
What the fuck?
Orcs are here, man. Taste it. Taste the boogery flavor.
Jesus.
You're just a park ranger.
Was this a sci-fi? Was that Fred?
Fred who? Wilford?
The YouTube guy.
Oh. If it is, I hope he's got the Fred voice.
Holy shit.
It's an orc block.
Is this fucking real?
It is, dude. I would have loved to have been at that pitch meeting.
Know,
Hear me
right?
out. Orcs.
In a park.
Just think of Yellowstone with orcs. No, I mean orcs.
Or Tremors with a different plot.
Be better if it had Kevin Bacon in it. Be awesome if Bruce Campbell was in that.
Yeah. I mean, I would watch it, dude.
Yeah.
I would totally watch that shit. Next, Amulet by Magnolia Pictures. Mongolia Pictures.
What was that game we were playing where we would kill the dragons or the creatures? Free to play.
Oh, what was the name of that game?
Trav, what was that game? It was like Monster
What?
Hunter, but the free-to-play version.
Dauntless.
Dauntless. So this is a movie. This is a Dauntless movie.
Is it?
No.
Shit, I'm ready to watch it.
Y'all ready? You ready, Trav?
Sure.
3, 2, 1, play. I saw some hubbub about it this week. That's why I grabbed the trailer. It had some, I don't know, it's getting some kind of buzz about it. Mm. This is a remake of Mommy Dearest.
Something.
No wire hangers. Here we go with the jump scare. I think Mother's she's sick.
She's a zombie or something.
She's got coronavirus, dude. Mm. All right.
That doesn't look bad, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm kind of interested to see what the fuck's going on, you know?
Yeah, I like how they didn't show you too much.
Yeah, they really didn't show
No,
you
they
what
didn't give it
the
away.
reveal was, or yeah. Next up, we got a fucking Shia LaBeouf trailer.
Was this that?
You
Was
know,
it the tax collector? Yeah.
yeah. You know how much we love Shia LaBeouf on this podcast.
Especially after watching Peanut Butter Falcon. Did we watch that
I
on the
haven't watched
pod?
that. No, I haven't
Oh,
watched
dude,
that
that
yet.
movie's so fucking good.
I haven't watched that or Honey Boy.
Peanut Butter Falcon's better.
Oh,
But
really?
Honey Boy's pretty good. Honey Boy's sad.
Right.
That was Peanut Butter. Who am I kidding? They're both sad. But I'm ready.
But I'm ready for it as well.
This trailer dropped today. You ready, Trav?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play.
All
right.
Look at that font.
What a haircut.
Is he a fucking cholo?
I know that he's lost some weight, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Mm.
Is this him trying to channel Ben Kingsley?
Maybe.
They put you in my pocket. Oh shit, dude. It's what's his name?
Yeah.
George Lopez.
Oh shit.
Selena Gomez.
Maybe.
Well, it's a gangster movie. They're about to drop out of the plane. He's on it, y'all. They're fucking him up, dude. It's the Cholo taken.
Yeah.
We back my kids pendejo. I've never seen him in a role like that.
No, I mean I'd check it out, you know?
He's real
Why
picky
not?
about the movies that he takes now. So I
Right.
can see why he would pick that, because, you know, being like something he's never done.
Yeah.
To play a gangster. Y'all gotta watch the Peanut Butter Falcon, dude. That's a good
I'll
fucking
watch.
movie, dude.
I'll check it out. Next we got Mortal. Nat Wolf fantasy movie. We'll see how fantasy it is, you know what I'm saying?
Right here. He already got me when he said from the director of Troll Hunter.
Mm,
You ready, Trav?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. Who's Nat
Fantasy.
Wolf? What's this, Norway?
Yeah.
Y'all probably shouldn't fuck with him. Oh, he's like some kind of fucking god or something, dude. He don't want to go.
No.
Watch your 6. Just saying that he's dangerous. Uh-oh. Y'all remember that movie where the guys touched that meteor and got superpowers?
Yeah.
Kind of got that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Starman.
Nope. It was shot. That's it.
Chronicle.
Kind of got that.
Doesn't look terrible.
Maybe he is Thor.
He might have been. You never know.
It's been out for a few seconds. That's what it says.
So it's done been available.
Nat Wolf. Never heard of him. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I don't.
We're doing next.
The Beach House horror. This movie has great reviews so far and has been a huge hit in multiple film festivals.
Oh.
I've been told it's a darker, much scarier take on A Color Out of Space. Will be on Shudder July the 9th.
All right. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
You ready, Trav?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. The Beach House. Is that fucking...
He's the dude from Twister. It's like, don't roll the maps. I didn't roll the maps. Yeah, well, there's a big crease right through Wichita. I'm just saying, roll the maps.
That music's creepy. Ruh-roh. Oh. Time to get in the car and leave. What's happening everywhere?
Oh shit.
That's the Beach Boys?
I think so.
Hmm.
Doesn't look too bad.
First
Looks-
Jaws, now this. I ain't going to the beach anymore.
Jaws was what, fucking 40 years
Yeah.
ago?
The new Salt Life commercial looks weird, y'all.
Yeah, for real, right? Next, we got the Aretha Franklin biopic,
Biopic?
guys. It's the biopic.
Wow, that came out quick.
Yeah.
I remember when we were talking about it.
Respect. Aretha Franklin, Jennifer Hudson biopic.
Put
It's
some
got
respect
Forrest
on my
Whitaker.
name. Y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Ready, Trav?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. Of course.
Ah!
GM. Who? I don't know her story, but I can already say probably grew up singing in the church.
Yeah.
If we get a scene, I don't know, maybe.
They in the shoals right there?
I was about to say that's fucking. What's his name? Podcaster? Marin.
Yeah, Mark Maron.
Yeah, the church. That looked like the Shoals. You know, that's where she got her big hits recorded at.
Yeah.
I hope they put that in the movie because she wasn't taken off until she went to the Shoals and did those.
Yeah. Wall of Sound.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool if they include that.
On the hills of Aretha Franklin, we've got Street Survivors, the true story of the Leonard Skinner plane crash.
Holy shit.
This came out today.
Did it?
Yeah.
Would it come out like on a streaming service?
No, the trailer came out today.
Oh.
Sorry. I'm excited. I like fucking Leonard Skinner, dude. So I'm hoping this isn't some butchered bullshit, you know?
Call Me the Breeze because it was written by J.J. Booster. All right, let's go.
I'm ready.
You ready, Trav?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play.
You can buy or rent it right down here.
Yeah, I see. It's under unrated. Hour and a half. I hope this isn't one of those movies where they can't use their music.
I know, right?
I mean, I ain't never heard that Skinner song before.
No.
Shit, that might be in the shoals.
Yeah.
And killing the lead singer, you know? They said he was ejected from the airplane and hit a tree head on.
Jeez.
This is some Final Destination shit, dude. This shit didn't happen. He said, fuck it, there wasn't enough seatbelts. I'd be like, one of the stagehands would have to get up.
Yeah.
The lawsuit that's going to come after the movie comes out.
It was about the music.
I may check that out.
Yeah, I'm going to check it out. I wish they would have gotten a bigger company behind it.
Yeah, for real.
Work with the band,
Yeah.
You can always tell when the band wasn't involved because the music's not there.
Yeah.
Kind of look like a loose version of the Lighthouse. What? Let's see it.
All right, I'm
Ain't
ready.
nothing looking like that.
Woodland supernatural horror.
You ready, Trav?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play.
Please tell me it's in black and white.
Huh.
Nope.
Got extra color. Picking up some traction.
I'm having buffering issues, so I'm gonna be a little bit behind y'all.
Don't spill your beans. He's got him tied up.
Yeah.
Guy looks familiar.
Mm,
I don't know about
yeah, I
Lighthouse.
wouldn't compare that to the Lighthouse at
All
all.
the same movie.
Wasn't in black and white.
The
It
Lighthouse.
wasn't. There wasn't a house with a light coming out of the top of it.
This
No
movie
beans
this is a
spilling.
Canadian thriller from 2018 that's now winning these festivals and
Yeah, he didn't spill his beans. There's no harking.
I mean,
He's not fucking anything in the woods.
He might try to fuck that bear.
I mean, that bear's gonna fuck him, that's for sure.
You don't fuck the bear. The bear fucks you.
waka waka waka.
The fucking
Next.
the tailspin music kicks in as that plane's landing. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Next, we got Liam Neeson, Made in Italy.
Yep, that thumbnail
Yeah,
was a choice.
yeah.
The-
It caught my attention.
I hope that's the front of the box. Him just fucking
The new-
munching on spaghetti.
The new Dark Man trailer
My
looks
God.
pretty weird.
Paschetti.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, nice countryside. This is the Queen Karen.
The Queen Karen.
Yeah. I have a particular set of skills. Whoa. I do not want to see this movie.
Why
I
not?
don't. Dude, that thumbnail
Yeah, I know.
does not match the vibe. Oh. Had to bring that up.
You keep his goddamn mother out of this.
You watch, yeah. I heard about your mother. You watch your goddamn mouth.
What do you fucking know about mothers, bitch?
Yeah, dude, this looks like some rom-com. This looks like Spanglish or Chocolat or... There's the shot. Have y'all seen the picture where Liam Neeson's in public and he's drunk and he just pissed his pants and he don't give a fuck?
Oh, no, I have
There's
not.
a picture of him. He's at like a party or a bar or something and he's shit faced, right?
Yeah.
And he's pissed himself and he just don't give a fuck, dude. I can't wait till I reach that. When I've got that kind of money and just don't give a fuck, I've got piss my pants money and not care. He's like, fuck it, I'll still wake up with 30 million in the bank.
Yeah. Fuck it. I'm buying the whole bar.
Yeah, I'll just buy some more pants.
Yeah.
Throw these away.
I'll give them to a bum, you know.
Apparently,
got
there's
this-
several photos of him
Pissed
pissed
drunk.
drunk. Pissed drunk, dude, like that.
Literally.
Yeah.
We got some Johnny Depp action in this next trailer, guys. Waiting for the Barbarians.
Sounds like a turn in Sip 6.
Yeah, right.
All right, y'all ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. Okay. That Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson's in this too, right?
I don't know.
I think he is, dude. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Johnny Depp looks like powder. Stuff with those sunglasses, dude. He looks like Dr. Strangelove. This movie looks serious as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
This might be an acting clinic here, dude.
Yeah.
This is the prequel to Lighthouse. Remember, he was a soldier, something, right? Killed a guy, took his identity.
He was a trapper, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Something.
fighting the barbarians.
All right, last up, we got The Silencing, crime film. Oh, this is the Jamie Lannister movie. Yeah. So
I think we've seen this. This seems awfully familiar.
I was thinking it was too, but whenever I was watching the trailer,
feeling it.
It didn't feel familiar. You know what I mean?
I felt like it was an Adam drop.
An A drop, a G drop,
an A bomb.
That's Jamie fucking Lannister. Let's see it, dude. You messed with the wrong guy. He is the Kingslayer. Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. It's hard to picture him in anything else.
Yeah, but I like him though.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
What was that one film he was in during peak Game of Thrones that we were like, what the fuck? Why is he in it?
I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the name of it though.
Oh shit, guys. DirecTV. Oh fuck.
I don't remember seeing this though.
Yeah, I don't either.
Him wearing like mossy oak and a trucker hat. Anyone could have been in this though. It could have been Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
He's got trail cams.
So the sequel to Prisoners looks interesting.
Yeah, right.
Motherfucker got a ghillie suit on, dude. I'm playing way too much COD.
When the becomes the warden.
No, we didn't watch this. That's a shotgun, dude.
That was funny. Don't act like that shit wasn't.
It was funny. There's the sheriff here. Dow, dow, dow.
I want that edited into the sequence
The Avengers?
in the Chop Suey music video when they're all fucking in that one spot and the camera's spinning around them.
I want it in the Avengers. It's spinning and it just cuts to him. Shoot a shotgun and the Kingslayer. Pow, pow, pow.
Instead, call it the Avenging.
Yeah.
It's just fucking. It's just Kingslayer with a 360 pan, fucking firing a shotgun into random places. You want to see gun safety?
Hey, that movie was called Shot Caller. Somebody commented. I actually saw that.
Shot caller?
Yeah.
I want to be a shot caller.
All I can think of, Babaloo.
It sounds like y'all are saying shock caller. Like something's around there. And I want to be a shot caller.
That was one where he had all the tattoos.
Fucking up your Adam's apple tonight.
We were talking about it, man, and you know we've kind of hit the end of our month here, and me and Trevor doing some talking the other night, man. Kind of came up with some ideas for some movies.
Wow, what you got?
What do you think about this? We do kind of like a space month because we were watching some clips of something that we hadn't seen yet, and it was like we haven't watched that yet.
Sick summer sci-fi.
Ooh. Sci-fi July.
And it's just the umbrella for all the different types of sci-fi movies. It don't have to all be in space. It can be dimension warping. It can be time travel. It can be a creature feature. It's gotta be rooted with some sort of science driving it.
Here's 3 that we wrote down: Interstellar,
Okay.
First Man,
Okay.
Sunshine.
Okay.
We were thinking about another one. Go ahead.
Can we throw on oh fucking hell. What's the fucking name of that sci-fi film with fucking dude from Jurassic Park in it?
Contact?
No.
Oh, because that's what Travis was.
I want to do Contact.
Well, what do you got, Griffin?
I know what he's talking about. Event Horizon.
Event
Oh
Horizon.
yeah, that's a good movie.
I mean, we ain't got to do it. I'm just throwing.
Well, we picked these 3, so.
Well, if we do Event Horizon, I want to do Sphere as well.
Well, that could be its own month, really. Because there's a lot of those weird films like that.
Well, I say that's why I was going with the idea of just 6 summer sci-fi, because I mean it'll spill into other months and shit.
Right.
We could do that.
It's a long run, you know. It'll be a long series for us.
Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's a sci-fi film.
Have you seen First Man, Griffin?
No, I haven't.
Have either of you seen Primer?
I haven't. But that's one of those films that I've been wanting to check out.
Throw that on the list, because Primer is up there with Coherence.
Do we want to drop Sunshine?
Yeah. No.
We want to keep Sunshine? Okay.
I haven't.
I want to revisit that one.
Have you seen it, Griffin?
Yeah, but it's been a long time since.
So for right now, though, we'll do Interstellar, First Man, Sunshine, and then we can come up and add on.
The Core with Aaron Eckhart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They have to go jumpstart the Earth's core.
Yep, with the fucking nuke.
I don't think I've ever seen that either.
Wow.
It's been a minute.
Okay. Cool, man. That's a fun movie. It's basically reverse Armageddon.
Yeah.
Instead of it's literally reverse Armageddon. They have to go blow some shit up. They have to go drop a nuke somewhere. It's just in the center of the fucking earth, man.
And they don't know what's going to happen. They don't know if it's going to be good or bad.
They're in this ship that's like a drill bit that's just fucking plowing, hauling ass to the center of the earth.
Real claustrophobic.
And yeah, it still gives you the same claustrophobic feeling of space, just in the earth.
Okay.
We're kicking off Sci-Fi July.
The Core was a cool movie. It wasn't the best movie, not by any means. But it is cool. But I
kind of like that movie where they were moving the Earth. Cool like that?
Now, can we slide all these movies down 1 week? Because it's 4th of July weekend. We're starting 4th of July week. Let's start it with fucking Independence Day, man.
See, I was thinking about that.
Man.
I was thinking
the first one, right? Not the other.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to Earth. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like, kick it off with that.
That's great, dude. Independence Day.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna write down Welcome to Earth.
I was actually gonna mention that to you guys here at the end. I was like, I've been thinking, since it's Independence Day, let's do fucking Independence Day, like classic,
I mean, dude, it's even got our fucking. We've been name dropping 2001 lately, and it even has a reference in there.
Yeah. So I'm excited about this, guys.
Hell yeah.
I haven't seen Independence Day in a fucking minute.
It's been a fortnight.
Yeah, dude, it's been a fucking minute since I've seen that shit.
I mean, when literally the last 30 minutes of that movie is just them fighting ships.
Yeah.
Going to the moon to fucking plant the. I mean, dude, we've seen this movie 1,000. I know I have. Like, I watched.
Wasn't that the thing? Was to give the aliens the common cold?
It was one of the.
No, was that in another movie?
That was War of the Worlds.
That's it.
It's the same, but in a weird way, it's the same concept. We go up there and drop a computer virus on them. But like,
that's perfect.
I don't know. This movie was a staple of my childhood when it came out, dude.
Loved it. Had Will Smith in it.
I love the tension of like the arrival, and they haul ass through everything, and there's no bullshit. Like we're already reviewing the fucking thing.
Yeah.
We ain't even watched it.
I'm already giving it
You
a
know-
star. You know.
Oh, dude, it gets
It's
a
got
full
fucking
mother
Brindlefly. It's got dude
Yo,
before you.
so many memorable scenes, so many memorable shots. Like this was one of the this started to me. This movie low key kicked off the big budget, shallow plot type of movie.
Summer blockbuster.
Yeah, like this was that was actually fucking good.
It was
Yeah.
good.
It's got fucking Bill Pullman in it.
Yep.
And he is one of the most underrated actors in Hollywood, in my opinion.
Like, dude,
Randy
I remember being a
Quaid.
kid and like I'd be cool if this motherfucker was the president. Like he's got that cool presidential swagger, you
He
know.
pulls it off.
Yeah.
Or like there's a moment in that movie where like I thought the acting was really on point in a B movie like cheesy Hollywood way is when he's down in Area 51 and he's like the president's seeing it for the first time and motherfucker plays Data. He's the scientist that's down there, Data from Star Trek. And you know, he's like, man, all this shit's been going on. The last 24 hours has been really exciting, and he goes full presidential, like, motherfucker, exciting? That's your word for it, motherfucker. You know?
I just remember watching it as a kid, and it dropped July 3rd, 1996. But that ship coming over the city.
Yeah.
The fucking classic monster movie.
What video game was it? Not long after that, some video game had a ship like that where you had to destroy it. Was it fucking Star Fox? It was some space game where it had a ship like that, and you had to destroy those little things.
I think it was the video game for the movie, Adam.
Maybe. I remember in Star Fox there was some kind of ship that had shit that you had to shoot, and then it would flip over, and you had to shoot the thing that was hanging down. I can't remember.
Let me see if they have it. If they have the old commercial for it.
Let's not forget Randy.
Because like it had.
Yeah. Before he went crazy. But that ship, dude, over the city is like the scariest fucking shit ever.
Over the White House and everything, you know.
They had them everywhere.
No, like this is the fucking pinnacle of the 90s right here. Let's just at least watch this before we.
Depending on how far we go into the sci-fi movies, if we need some more, we could throw on. We could even do like District 9 or something. Or
it's 20 seconds long, guys.
Where'd you put it? Oh, here it is.
I'm ready.
I mean, just
you ready?
Strap on your nostalgia goggles, guys.
3, 2, 1, play. I bet the graphics are fucking great.
You talk about a hard fucking game.
Is it hard?
Fuck yeah. The controls were just not good. Flying games weren't meant to be played with a D-pad.
Yeah. Need a joystick.
Need some type of joystick, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I agree on
and
that.
I have it on the Saturn, and I never had the controller that looked like the Dreamcast controller that had the analog stick on it. So it was the Knights edition of the controller. So, yeah. But that's fine with me, man. I'm excited. I just want to say, everybody out there that's listening, be safe this weekend. Don't drink and drive.
Yep.
Don't do anything stupid. Don't blow yourself up or your neighbors or your dogs or anything.
Or your thumbs.
Just be responsible fucking adults. Don't kill anybody. And don't kill yourself.
And free the
Wash
2-time.
your fucking hands.
Hashtag free the 2-time.